What we want to do now is program the power up to appear. So this little power up here, it should appear when 3 butterflies in a row are destroyed. Right? And the way that we're going to, or the way we're going to make it so that our program can decide when to send out a power up, is we're going to use the butterfly alive variable. Okay, and so we've already made this variable. If you look here, we have butterfly 1 alive down to butterfly 6 alive, and what we can program is we can say if butterfly 1 is dead and 2 is dead and 3 is dead, then send out a power up. Right? Or if butterfly 4, 5, and 6 are dead, send out another power up. So let's come over here to the power up, and of course we want to say green flag clicked. What do we want to do? Well, we want our power up to be hidden, so we're going to hide him. And I guess we could say control forever, and we could say if, right? And here we want to say and, right? Because if butterfly 1 is dead, and 2 is dead, and 3 is dead, send out the power up. We don't want to use or, because that doesn't make sense, right? If butterfly 1 is dead, or 2 is dead, or 3 is dead, send out the power up. Or would mean you could destroy any one of them and it would send out the power up. But we don't want that. We want all 3 to be dead. So we got to put an and inside of an and we need to say equals on each of those. So we're going to say if butterfly 1 is equal to 0, butterfly 2 is equal to 0. So let's go to the variables. Butterfly 1 alive, butterfly 2 alive, and butterfly 3 alive. Let's set them all to 0. Right? So if they're all equal to 0, then we are going to create a clone of the power up. Okay, and now we want to program where the power up is going to appear. So we need to go to when I start as clone. Well, what do I want to do? I want to first of all show myself. I want to go to an X and Y position. And what's going to be the X and Y position? Well, the X is going to be to the far right of the screen. So we're going to say 250, far right of the screen. The Y is going to be random. So let's go ahead and pick a random. And if you remember the Y position of the map, its range is -180 to +180. So we want it to be somewhere in that range, right? So if we go back to the code, we can say -180 to +180, right? But that kind of causes a problem, because if our power up appears here, if you remember, our power up flies in a sine wave kind of function like this. It goes up and down, up and down. And if it's at the top, it won't have enough room to fly up. It'll just fly down, right? So we want the bird to appear somewhere between 100 and -100, so he has room to fly up and down. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do -100 and +100. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see if that works. So the way it should work is if I destroy all 3 of them. So I'm going to destroy that one. Ooh. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but the power-ups are appearing, but they are not stopping appearing, right? So maybe what we can do here is once I create clone of myself and I destroyed all of those, I can set the variables back to 1. Okay, so that way when it comes back up to check, this will not be true. Okay, so let's set butterfly 1 alive, 2 alive, back to alive, and back to butterfly 3 alive, and that'll actually prep them for the next time they come out on the screen. Right? So let's go ahead and see if this works. Kill the first one, the second one, and no power up until I kill the 3rd one. And now the power up appears right here. Right? So it's working. And the challenge task for this would be to cause a power up to appear when you destroy the bottom row of butterflies.